Hey, hey, goblins and ghouls. Welcome to a Halloweeny episode of fucking my thing. I mean, it's not really, but I did pick, I don't know, a cool album that you might be able to tell just from looking at it. Maybe not, but it's Witcher themed, which I think is really, really cool. This is Monte Luna, a band from Austin, Texas. This album came out October 4th, 2019. It's 34 minutes long. It's double the length, or it's half the length of their debut album that came out in 2017. They make sludge metal. This is on Argonauta Records. Hopefully, I didn't mispronounce that. And it was recorded at Matador Studios. Monte Luna is James Clark on guitar, vocal, and bass. Danny Marshner on drums. Phil Hook is also on drums and effects, is what I saw. And Garth Condit on bass. We do have a bunch of guest vocalists today. I know it's gonna like focus between my hands and the album and my hands and the album, but it's like, fucking, I'm trying to like speak with my hands over here. It's like it's something new. I gotta show stuff, but we'll get to the guest vocalists later when I start talking about the songs. First of all, huge shout out to Becky Clunan for doing the art on this. Very nice. There's boobies on this one, man. Look at that. And we'll look at the backside here real quick. This is the backside. There's the record label of their records. Ho ho ho. Here's the song lists. We'll actually pop this up. Facing backwards here. And I'm gonna take out our other shit so you guys can see the backside. Now, I'd like to give a huge shout out to James Clark. I did not ask this. I never do because I'm too anxious to. But he did, in fact, sign this and said much love to me or much love to you and much love to you back, James Clark. I believe that's JC. I can't, I'm not going to say I'm too inept to read cursive, but I'm pretty sure that's JC. Like, why would he write it under his own name, you know? Or why would, if it was Phil, he'd write it over there. God damn. But, you can see our guest vocalist here. I'll talk about him in a second. And you got the back, which talks about, love and thank you to the contributors of this album, yada yada. There's kind of like this design here in the back. You can see from like the album art of like the swirl and Monte Luna in the top and the snake of the lady that's right there. Pretty cool. Boom, let's pop this baby out. Now you can still get this at their big cartel. And I will post the link below. You can also get their debut album, which I would highly recommend grabbing as well. They're both very good. I know their debut is a lot longer and can be a little off-putting sometimes looking at an album that's like, an hour and a half long. But trust me, it's very good. Though I do believe the shorter songs that they chose to do in this is like very nice for... Like, their long songs are good and their short songs are nice. It allows for, like, an idea to come, but not necessarily have to stay there the whole time. We're going to start it off with the first track, which is The Water Hag, which is 5 minutes and 53 seconds long. And we have our first guest on this track, which is Steve Kolka, who is playing guitar and vocals on this track as well. The Water Hag track is basically about, like, I'm a guy and I got drowned by a water hag. I was lured to the water side and blah, and dead. Whatever. Butcher of Blaviken, fucking amazing track. Lyrically and, like, musically. Maybe it's just because I'm not paying attention to Water Hag, but, like, lyrically, I love it. I love this whole album lyrically. But Butcher of Blaviken is so cool. I love the fact that, at least from what I interpret, it is from the perspective of someone who was there at the butchering of Blaviken and like saw Geralt, go through. Spoiler alert. Geralt dies. He goes into eternal sleep. And he went into eternal sleep with no allegiance and no company made. No company and no allegiance made. It's like, it's a really cool concept. And then, like, they end it with, like, this really long, weirdly ambient, like, instrumental part straight into Night of Long Fangs, which comes hitting really hard. Butcher of Blaviken is the second longest track at 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Night of the Long Fangs is actually the second shortest track, which comes right after it. Night of the Long Fangs, if you haven't played the game, is about an elder vampire that fell in love with a human, and then that human tricked him into killing people for her, and then he got upset, and then, you know, it wasn't good. The next track is their only instrumental and the shortest track, being 2 minutes and 19 seconds, and I really like how it feels like there's an Ophiri reference in here, or not Ophiri, but Ophiri feel, not reference, but like I like the chains and the tambourine and the snare off drums. It's pretty cool. For like having the instrumental track in there, it's a very nice break too, especially on the start of the B side. Man of Glass is probably my favorite track though, even though I was like, oh man, look at the track A. Man of Glass is the secret track B winner. It's basically about the devil, who trades you power for your soul. You know, that's why he's like, I'm no like lesser demon or some shit. But he lives in like reflections, and so that's where he talks about like, looking at you through the glass, and he meets you at the crossroads, and he helps you. But it's like, oh, but in the end, he's truly gonna get your soul out of it. It's like the devil went down to Georgia, but like the Witcher version of it. And then. It's like the third longest track at 6 minutes and 40 seconds, and then the final track is also like a super sleeper great track, which is Scenes from a Marriage, and it is like, Scenes from a Marriage is the longest track on the album, but by far like sleeper great. It talks about the first DLC in The Witcher, which is old Geard von Evrig or whatever makes a deal with the Man of Glass, and ends up outliving his wife and leaving his wife or something like that, because he like lives immortal now, and then his wife dies grieving, thinking that like he didn't love her, and so there's like this whole back and forth there of like, her discovering he's not who she thought he was and stuff, and you have to help her come to that realization. So it's a really cool it's a really cool mission in the game. Spoilers, but that's what the album's about, dude. Okay, dude, I didn't even mention our guest vocalist. Oh shit, we gotta go back. All right, let's go back and bring him down the list. So I said Water Hags, which was Steve Kolka. Jeff Klein is on Butcher of Blaviken, and he plays guitar. I have my hands off the thing. He plays guitar on the Butcher of Blaviken. Then we have Tommy Manter on bass of Night of the Long Fangs. Two absolutely fantastic people. My personal favorite feature on this, I'm sorry, he stole the show, but it's Jamie Ramirez, okay? Jamie Ramirez, you stole the show here today. Like, the organ he plays on Man of Glass and Scenes from Marriage is, like, so good and exactly what you needed to hear towards, like, the end of it. I love the organ playing, okay? Organ and xylophone and tambourine and maracas need to be played more in doom metal. So, you know what? Do it more. I like it. I mean, this is more sludge than doom, but I appreciate it, and I like it a lot. And yeah. With that, I'll see you guys on the next episode. See you later. Hey, man, I totally didn't forget about, the globe. And we were going to totally put it on, Austin, Texas here, like I totally remembered to do in my totally, remembered thing. So let's fucking go. And don't say anything about anything. All right. There we go. Our globe's looking pretty nice. I'm liking it a lot, honestly. We're got stuff coming along. I can't wait to see it once we start getting pinpricks like literally everywhere. But yeah, that's it. All right. See ya.